Welcome back for another video. My name is Josh Kastic, and today is my Trigun review. Now, this is a very interesting anime. It takes place in the 32nd century, and it follows a guy named Vash the Stampede. See, he has a bounty on his head, called $60 billion, but it's like titled as double dollars. I don't remember exactly what that exactly means, per se, but that's not really the main point. The main point is that he has a bounty on his head that's pretty big, and obviously because it's big, bounty hunters are after him. Now, he has gotten the nickname the Humanoid Typhoon because everywhere he goes, towns get mysteriously damaged, but no one gets killed, just the town gets seriously wrecked. Now, the reason why he has this bounty on his head is because there's this town that he did actually destroy. Well, he was kind of forced to destroy it, but that's going to be later in the story, right? But now he has amnesia. Now, the reason why towns get kind of destroyed everywhere he goes is not actually because of him, but it's because the bounty hunters are after him, and that the town gets accidentally destroyed. Now, because of this destruction, people are worried. So you have this place called Burnendelli Insurance Society, and they send two employees, Meryl, Stryfe, and Millie Thompson, to help try to find them and to kind of minimize the damage. Now, they don't think Vash is Vash, the one that is supposed to be Vash, because he has a very pacifistic personality. He doesn't want to fight people, and the battles he kind of gets into, he tries to use non-violent ways to kind of end things and stuff like that. But they eventually kind of realized that, Vash is the Vash that they've been kind of accidentally running into time to time is in fact Vash. Now he has amnesia, so he doesn't really know his memories and stuff. But as the show goes on, he gets more of his memories, and we find out that this planet that they're on isn't Earth. It is called the planet's called Gunsmoke. And it seems very kind of westerny, but there's a lot of technology there in ways that you would not think a western type way, the way the place is done, you wouldn't think they would have that type of technology. Well, it is the 32nd century, and the reason why it looks like this is because it's not actually Earth. It's a different planet, and apparently, as we learned, that humans left Earth. Now, Vash has a mysterious power, and because he's actually lived for centuries. Humans on this planet have been living there for centuries, I think, and the reason why Vash was actually a kid when they first. The reason part of his powers is that he ages really slow. Now, when Earthens left the Earth, they were in their ships, but they found Vash and his trim brother Knives in a pod of some sort, and they kind of they were taken aboard, and then they were raised by a character named Rem, who kind of Vash kind of falls in love with. But unfortunately, Knives becomes nihilistic and pretty much had everyone on the ship killed, except for obviously Rem wasn't the one that got killed, but not what's it called? So Rem puts Knives and what's it called? And Vash, why I forget his name, the main character, in a pod, and supposedly she was supposed to go with them, but Knives kind of set all the other ships rigged to basically kill all the humans, so Rem had to go back and save them. Supposedly she might have died in the process, but the show tries to hint that Meryl is kind of a descendant of her, so there's a possibility that she might have lived. There's that. But now that I also forgot to mention that Vash is kind of a womanizer as well. So which is kind of another kind of which Meryl and Millie kind of knew that detail about Vash, so that's kind of one of the reasons why they kind of realized that this guy is in fact Vash. But now along the way, Vash kind of teams up with a guy named Nicholas D. Wolfwood. And I don't know what's up with the animes of these D's, and not tell you what the D stands for. I mean, look at One Piece. There's a lot of D's going around there, but that's besides the point. Okay. So yeah. So kind of now with that being said, we have and now Nicholas D. Wolf, he's a priest. And he kind of saves children, but he's actually an excellent gunsmith, just like Vash. And he carries around this giant cross. This cross is actually a metal cross with and it's full of compartments of guns. So that was kind of interesting. Also, I forgot to mention. So as we learn more about Vash's memory throughout the series, we also get to find out that part of Vash's power and so his knife is that they have these angel arms, which are basically very powerful guns in their hands. And Knives was the one that made Vash kind of activate the weapon and destroy that town from the beginning of the series. And that's why he got the thing. But that's kind of what happens. Now, eventually they do Knives and Vash fight again, but Vash loses. Wait, no, that's not right. So before the duel, Knives has this group of people called the what were they? They were called. What were they called? Come on, why am I blanking? The Gun Ho. I think they're called the Gun Ho. What were they called? Come on, why am I brain blanking? What were they called? Oh yeah, the Gung Ho Guns. And it actually turns out that Wolfwood was actually part of them, but was not hired to kill Vash like the other ones were, but was actually tried to keep him alive because he wanted and make sure that that Vash gets tortured instead of being killed, and that's kind of the whole point there, because Knives wants Vash to suffer. But basically, then you have the duel between Knives and Vash, and Vash loses, but Wolfric betrays Knives and saves Vash, but then Wolfric dies in a battle against one of the other gun-hoes, and then Wolfric's friend Levio joins Vash, and they go and try to battle. Now, Knives is after this ship called the Ark, which is a ship that supposedly is going to kill all the people on the planet. And then obviously Vash kind of tries to fight him off. Now Vash loses all his powers. His hair becomes black, but he was able to defeat Knives. Knives loses all his powers and the control of the ship. And as he's dying, he uses Vash actually saves Knives. And Knives kind of uses the last bit of power to save Vash by creating a tree that he could eat from. And then after Knives dies, the rest, basically it's Vash and continues to travel with Millie and Meryl. And it's not like, I don't think, if I recall correctly, the manga or the anime didn't. I think the manga implied that Meryl and Vash might have ended up together, but the anime didn't really do anything with that, but I really hope that they do. But that's pretty much the entire story of all the details. I think it's a little, it's like a good, I think they said 25 years. I can't remember. This is like the show is pretty old. It came out in when did it come out? So it was I can't remember. So I think it was adapted in 1998. So we're talking about a good, since it's 2022, or we're talking about 24 years. So I think the next, 24 years. So the next year would be 25 years. And they have announced that they're remaking Trigun with CGI. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not really, like, usually CGI in anime doesn't really look the best, so I don't know how that's going to look. I just hope it's done really well. I'm also hoping they don't recast. I hope they get back Johnny Allen Bosch, who's still pretty well, like, famous voice actor who played Vash the Stampede, and he also, so I really hope they get him back. I just can't see Vash played by anyone else. So, but other than that, that's why I really want to get this review out, and I definitely recommend watching the original, this Trigun, before you watch the newer one, because I think it was really done. The writing was really well done. I really liked the characters. I thought, and even though it's old, I think the art style was pretty, and the animation was still pretty good for its time, and I really did enjoy it a lot. I definitely do recommend it. Other than that, guys, that's all my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. If you're new, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified for the next upload. My YouTube channel, website link, my Twitter, my Snapchat, and Instagram are all in the description as always. And thank you. Goodbye.